Live, local, late breaking. This is Heartland News at 10 on KFVS 12.
Good morning, I'm Holly Brantley. We begin with some scary moments overnight in Cape Girardeau. While you were sleeping, police and fire crews were busy handling what may have been meant as a prank, but could have had dangerous consequences. Around 11 last night, crews were called out to a home on La Mesa Drive after a man found apparent chemical bombs in his driveway and around his yard. Investigators tell us it was plastic bottles that contained a mixture of household chemicals. The device did not explode and no one was hurt. Cape police say this was likely just a kid's prank, but the homeowners are not laughing.
It looks like a kid's prank, but unfortunately, it's a very serious prank. But on the other hand, they found evidence over here that they just created these bombs right down the street. They found the empty containers of the chemicals that they used.
The so-called chemical bombs were taken off-site and disposed of by the hazmat team. Again, the bombs did not detonate. No damage was done and no one was hurt. But Cape police tell us they're still investigating this morning, looking for the apparent pranksters behind this who could face charges if caught. Well, the weather may have been beautiful, but Friday turned out to be a very dangerous day on Heartland roads. Two different crashes in Perry County, Illinois at around the same time claimed the lives of two and hospitalized others with serious injuries. The first wreck happened at around 5 last night. Illinois State Police say a car was westbound on Route 152 when the driver lost control, crossed the center line, and hit an oncoming car. Both passengers in the first car were killed. Both drivers had to be airlifted to hospitals with serious injuries. Two passengers in the second vehicle were treated and released from a Pinckneyville hospital with lesser injuries. That crash remains under investigation. Another crash just 5 minutes prior to the one I just told you about left one man in serious condition at a St. Louis hospital. It happened on Route 127, also in Perry County, Illinois. State police say a St. Louis driver lost control of his Ford Explorer near Cottontail Road. The vehicle overturned in a shallow creek bed, and 60-year-old Dale Benz was ejected from the SUV. Benz was transported to a Pinckneyville hospital and was later airlifted to a St. Louis hospital where he's listed in serious condition at this time. Meanwhile, another deadly crash in Ripley County claims the life of a 22-year-old man. Missouri troopers say Joshua Richardson of Gatewood was heading southbound near Doniphan on his motorcycle last night around 7 o'clock when investigators say he tried to pass a vehicle on the left. That's when troopers say the motorcycle left the roadway and Richardson was thrown off. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Troopers say he was wearing a helmet. Funeral arrangements are pending through Edwards Funeral Home in Doniphan. And an update to a story we've been following about a gay student and a Scott County Central prom. You'll remember the student who fought for his right to bring his boyfriend to the dance. Well, this week, the Scott County Central School Board voted unanimously to repeal the policy that prevented that. The student, Stacy Dawson, will now be able to take whomever he chooses to the prom. Dawson's lawyer at the Southern Poverty Law Center released this statement. All students, regardless of whether they are gay or straight, may now attend prom with the date of their choice, end quote. Stacy says he is thrilled that he'll now be able to take his boyfriend to prom and share the experience with someone he really cares for. And it has taken months, but the city of Poplar Bluff and a resident finally settled a lawsuit that began back in November. Brian Becker was cited for putting flyers on cars that encourage people to vote down a $20 million bond issue. The American Civil Liberties Union filed the lawsuit on Becker's behalf to protect the First Amendment. As a result, the city dropped the ordinance that prohibited people from putting leaflets on cars without the owner's permission. Becker says it's a good tactic for people to get their message across.
Knocking on their door and saying, hey, can I talk to you for a few minutes? Not everybody wants that. Putting it on their door is definitely something, but also a lot of people, you know, they have 2 or 3 doors. You don't know which one they're going to use. Putting it on a windshield of the car as you walk by their house is a perfect way to make sure that they're going to see the message that you're trying to get them.
As part of the settlement, Becker says the city agreed to never create an ordinance preventing people from putting handbills on car windshields and gave Becker the amount of $1. We'll be right back with weather next.